If you want to jump on the hype train and play Tearlaments, but broke like most of us, or refuse to overspend on cardboard, then here is a budget guide to Tearlaments. Tearlaments are basically a light swarm deck that fuses, mill and fuse. We are going to begin this guide with the core aspect of the deck, generally being the monsters. A majority, if not most of the monsters in this set were relatively cheap, and that's a good thing. Unfortunately, two cards out of this set being that the Reinhardt, this guy, the Reinhardt, which is like the main starter deck, and also the field spell, which is the searcher, and a spot removal does not fit within the budget range, but that's all fine, guys. We are going to make it work, and I will show you guys just how you should play this deck and what you should incorporate in this deck to make it work. So we are going to begin with the monsters. Each of the monsters primarily have the same effect. They are going to mill cards, and if they are sent to the graveyard by an effect, they are going to fusion summon into the graveyard by returning themselves and the other fusion material to the bottom of the deck to fusion, which is somewhat of a new mechanic. Yeah, I think so, right? Alright, so the first monster we have is Shrien. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. You guys know I'm the Yu-Gi-Oh card named Butcher. There's a high chance I'm butchering this. This card is one of your best starters. Allows you to special summon itself, discard a card to the graveyard, send a card to the graveyard, because it's not a cost, it's actually an effect, and you can mill free cards, which is very good. But one of my most favorite cards is the Harvest, which is like a hand trap. You can literally special summon this card from your hand if your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, and mill free cards, which you all know when these cards are milled, they do have the fusion effect, which is cool. Playing this deck with Shaddoll cards, you could just Shaddoll with the lock your opponent during their turn, which is crazy. One of the best interactions with this card. The second card, third monster we have is the Melee. Most don't like this card, but this card is really good. It builds free cards when normal summon a special summon. I don't see the problem with that. This is still good, and there's a really good combo with this card with one of the fusion, which I will show you guys a little later. The other aspects would be the trap cards. Most of them have the effect where they are milled. They can either return one of your element monsters from the graveyard to your hand, banish to your hand, or from the deck to your hand, which is generally a searcher. They also have some very spicy effects, especially the meta noise, where it allows you to put one of your opponent cards face down and send one of your Tearlaments monsters from your deck to the graveyard, which is like a Shadow Sinister Gibbs, but on crack. This card is really good. Tulik is a monster negate that allows you to negate a monster effect on the field, and you can send one of your monsters on the field to the graveyard, which can trigger your Tearlaments monsters effects. Not bad. The third trap card is a counter trap card. All needed to activate this effect is a face-up Tearlaments monster on the field. This is an Omni negate, which allows you to send a monster from your hand to the graveyard. Being that Reinhardt is so expensive, most of us will not be playing it. However, guys, here we have a spicy replacement. Alternative, right? Supreme Chimera does the job. This card does the exact same thing Reinhardt does. The first effect, that is. Unfortunately, we don't have the second effect, but that's fine, guys. That is fine. This card is a one-card combo, which is so good, and I'm going to show you guys a little later why exactly this card is so important in the deck. Now, guys, we move to the staples and the tech. It is known that Shaddolls synergizes so well with the Tearlaments strategy. However, most persons would only play 2 to 3 copies of the doll cards. Guys, being that we are playing a budget version, we do need some form of consistency. And I'm not just talking about the monsters, I'm talking about running the spells and spells. spells. Or Shaddolls. Let me tell you why. Tearlaments are typically weak to 2 of the most common hand traps in the game, Effect Villa and Imperm. What I've noticed is that every time you tend to trigger your effect, you get Imperm. It kind of locks you out from even continue playing, because be mindful that we are playing a budget version of this deck. We don't have the extended, we don't have the searchers, we don't play some of the cards that allow us to keep playing the game. unfortunate. So what I've noticed that cards like El Shaddai Fusion, after you activate your effect, and if it's Imperm or Effect Villa, you chain. Now, El Shaddai Fusion, or these fusion cards actually sending the monsters to the graveyard, has a defect, which means it also triggers your Tearlament monsters, which is a plus for you. For that reason, I've incorporated, or I would suggest you also incorporate about 8 to 9 copies of Shadow monsters into your deck, along with the Shadow Trap and Magic cards. Yeah, because they mill. It kind of it works. You know, it's just a way to make the deck make up where the shortcomings of we can't afford the expensive cards, or even the consistency cards in the chip itself. All right. Next, spicy tech, and the other reason why this card is important, the King of the Swamp, aside from getting your free polymerization, this card can be treated as any substitute for fusion summon. It works in the graveyard also. Now, because of this card, we can special summon the Kaleido Hat, which needs a Rhino Hat to be special summoned. So it's just kind of a way of substituting it. So we can't afford Rhino Hat, however, this card plays a big role, so should definitely be in your build. And because of King of the Swamp, we can also special summon like Invoke Caligo also, which is great. I'm just saying, fusion summoning deck. And this is where the spicy plays comes in, guys. Right? Like I said, with Harvest activating effect during your opponent's turn, you mill free. In the event you happen to mill Swam, you can just go into a Caligo, and your opponent can only activate one effect this turn, which is nice. The next spicy tech would be Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is instant. Instant Fusion gets you to the kick close onto the field, which can activate the effect, which give you a search, and you can just do some crazy combo. Even if you let this card get destroyed during the end phase due to the effect of Instant Fusion, you actually still get the effect to mill 5 because it's sent to the graveyard by an effect, which is too cool. Another tech would be the Foolish Barrel of Goods. Foolish Barrel is typically a free search where you can send your Metanoise to the graveyard. When Metanoise is sent to the graveyard by the effect, it allows you to search one of your Tearlament monsters. And yeah, so this is also a really good tech. Being that the card's effect activate upon sending the graveyard by effect, and you're going to be playing some Shadows, Foolish Barrel is a must. There's another spicy tech, and Nessie has recently gone down in price. Nessie is like, you can get places of Nessie like for $6 now. Danger Nessie is an aqua type which sends monsters to the graveyard as an effect. It works both with Shadows and with Tearlaments. So yeah, you see that coming. Did I say it was an aqua? Yeah, it's an aqua. So you know what it means? You can keep recycling your Nessie back into your deck while getting draws for free, fusions for free. Oh. And another notable mention, Lost Wind, being that the deck is a mill deck. Lost Wind going to your graveyard, you know, just in case you can't get these Imperm. Unfortunately, I've not purchased your Imperm or gotten that structure deck. You can run your Lost Wind. Even if you're running Imperm, Lost Wind, my god, is so good. You get to mill it, your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you said Lost Wind negates the monster and half his attack forever. And that's very cool. Now that has to do with the extra deck. Cards like Time Thief Redoer is also a very good tech. Time Thief Redoer does not detach its materials as a cost, it's an effect. So in the event you do have some of your Tearlament monsters attached, upon sending them to the graveyard, they would trigger the effect, which is a plus to you. Right, let's check out this quick one card combo, which I made mention earlier. Supreme King Man, like Aqua level 4. When normal summons, allows you to send an Aqua monster from your deck to the graveyard as an effect, not a cost. So you can just basically send any of the Tearlament monsters, which is going to trigger the effect, or it's going to allow you to go into a fusion monster, which keep it low, which is going to give you a search. You can either go for your Metanoise, so during your opponent's turn you can put the card face down and mill one directly from your deck and combo off, or you can do what I like to do because I'm a really great player. I'm just gonna go for the melee, add to my hand, and what you're gonna do, guys, activate the effect to send yourself to the graveyard to special summon the melee, and from here, guys, you are gonna mill 8 cards. 8 cards. Now, if you have to think of the numbers of shadows and Tearlaments monsters in your deck, there's very high chance 8 out of 9 times after this mill you are gonna end on a Winder and a Dragostophilia. I guarantee you. This is very spicy. For one card combo, you still have 5 cards in your hand, and chances are some of the shadow cards you mill, Dragon might be here, you might get a nice draw and win the for special set. Guys, do drop that like button and share the video, friends. If you receive any value for this video, you guys make any online purchases, please feel free to use my link in the description, guys. See you guys in the next video.